Hey guys, what's poppin'? We are live. Chancellor, don't you try to turn around when we go live. Hold up. Now let me go here and go live. Hey guys, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? It's your girl Bracia, aka Kiss by Boat, and we are live today with our Ask Me Wife Mom Designer podcast. Listen, today's podcast is truly it's a special treat today. I'm just super excited to have you all vibing out with us. We have a special guest. Her name is Sequoia Kendrick. Okay, listen, I don't be want to tell our business all the time how I know her, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I go deep. But I just want y'all to know she is a dope chick. She is a turn this down, Chance. She's an Accra native, you know what I'm saying? Moving and grooving, a mover and shaker. Y'all keep up with her on her Instagram, keeping up with Sequoia. But without further ado, I'm just gonna have her come on the stage and introduce herself. She can introduce herself to y'all herself. All right. Lord Jesus. Hey girl, how are you?
Hey, babe. Look
Chancellor
at
trying
that.
to steal
Chancellor
the
said
show.
not today, Auntie.
Trying to steal the show. Okay, so
Okay.
Sequoia, tell the people who you are, what you're doing, who you is.
Hi, everyone. Hi, live. Thank you so much for having me, Grace. You already know we go back.
Yeah.
But anyway, my name is Sequoia Kendrick. Instagram, keeping up with _ Sequoia
Keeping
Kendrick
up.
on all other platforms. I am a mom. I am an art curator. I am a designer. I am a lot of things. So I'll just say a serial entrepreneur and a lover of all things creative.
Oh, yes. Okay, so Sequoia, I mean, we just gonna jump on into it. When I thought of this, like I was telling you, I had somebody else in mind, but you know, the Lord, he moves in mysterious ways. You feel me? So when I thought of sexy, I said, who sexy, who just embodies sexy? And I said, Sequoia. So I said, you know, I gotta have her come on here and talk about it. Can you tell me, did you know, because I ain't gonna lie, I feel like I'm still a child. Not just personally for me, you know, I'd be like, what? I do. I feel like I'm a teenage mom. I just feel like all of that all the time. But what does sexy mean to you, just in general? What does sexy mean to you?
So the funny thing, I'm gonna get to that question, but the funny thing is, like, all my life I've been called that. So yeah.
Mm.
So the word sexy kind of drives me crazy. Just to get that out the way.
Does
It's,
it?
yes, because it's a difference in, like, well, in my mind frame as a younger individual, it was a difference between being sexy and being beautiful and being like all of
Mm.
these different things. So being called sexy all the time was, like, in my mind, was slightly a negative.
Mm.
So older me has learned to embrace it. And so my definition is, like, confidence. Like, I think
Mm.
everything that describes me is my self-confidence and, like, knowing my worth and putting in, like, the time and effort to understand myself, to be
Yeah.
able to accept that word sexy. So now I own it and I rock it. But the definition to me is, like, my own power, my own confidence, the way I, like, work, the achievements,
I
the
love
mom, like,
that.
I can go on and on, and all of that is sexy to me. Like,
But has there ever been a time since, so you said people have always said that about you, but has there ever been a time where you didn't feel that way? Did you, you know, I'm thinking like, I don't know you to be real big at any point, but you know, has there ever been a time you gained a bunch of weight or lost a bunch of weight or whatever the case may be, a life shift where you was like, I don't feel that confident woman per se? Like, has that ever been a time for you?
it's
Ooh.
this gonna sound real cocky. This is gonna sound so bad, but, like, no.
Amen. I love that though. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
like, so I was raised, like, filled. I was always told I was beautiful. I was always told I can do whatever. I was always spoiled. Every time something new came out that I felt like that I needed, my parents always provided. I always literally got everything. I'm still spoiled to this day by my parents, by my friends, by my man, by my loved ones. Like, so a time where I don't think on the outside I've ever felt not sexy or confident in myself. Now, when I'm, like, low financially, if I fail at something, if I, am just not in a good space mentally, those are the things that make me feel, and I don't want to even say not sexy, just not top tier to
Mm,
that. So like I hold myself at a certain standard, right? And
okay.
so when certain things lack in that area, that makes me be like, okay, all right. So then you get in the mood. But I was also always told not to look like what I go through.
Mm,
So it's always like this outer thing that I always keep up, I guess. And it's you could call it a facade, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm not faking the funk, but at the same time, like myself, my physical appearance, and all of that is a part of like my brand. And I always felt like that even before I had a brand. I'm like, people know me by this, so
mm-hmm,
I can't drop this. You know what I'm saying? Or I
mm-hmm.
get compliments from random people on my like social media and stuff like, you always been smiling, you always been happy since I met you, you always look like this since I met you, you always did. And I feel like that's a part of my gift to people, so I
Yeah.
try to upkeep that. I think that falls into the sexy category somehow.
No, it does. So do you correlate sexy or confidence with, not even say status, but like worth? Do you correlate that with those two? Because you said when you feel low, that's when you kind of don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying?
For me, yes. And
Mm,
so it's like, you know I think a lot of women do it vice versa.
yeah.
Like
Mhm.
if I got this body, got this bag, got this weave, got this and that, I'm sexy. But your bank
Right.
account say zero. I'm the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I can look sexy, but baby, I don't feel it because the bank account says otherwise. Or I gotta
Yeah.
get these goals marked and hit by a certain time. So I think I just switched my thought process when it comes to that.
I love that. So talk to me about, now I know your kid is kind of old, right? But you
Mhm.
still childbearing age, so
Yeah.
amen. Um, but tell me a time where like when you had your kids or either one of them, did you, I mean, how was that experience for you coming back to yourself?
Mm.
Did it take a
So
while to come back to yourself? Did it take a while to be like, okay, I'm back always all the way, you know what I'm saying? Or did it, what did that look like for you?
yeah, so like you said, my kids 14 and 19. So
So you see she's been sexy a long time. Y'all
it's
see?
been a
Okay.
little, I'm a little seasoned sexy. I got a little
Okay.
practice.
Okay,
But
come on now.
I do recall during those moments and like I still look back, like in my kids' baby books and stuff. I'm like, baby, that 6 pack was natural. Like that's it. You was just there. You could eat double cheeseburgers, and you still always had that. I used to swear up and down I was Aaliyah and Cece. I always wore a crop top, baby. I don't think I owned a shirt that went down.
You still got crop tops, girl. I see.
I do see, but they got to go with the high waist pants now.
Come
But
on. Come
okay,
on. Okay.
because I'm like, listen, but I think I've always just adjusted. Like I
Hmm.
didn't not feel good again. It
Yeah.
just felt like now you have to adjust. Like
Yeah.
now you gotta adjust with this body.
Yeah.
And I didn't necessarily compare myself to the old me because
Mhm.
I'm always thinking like what's next? Like, okay, I had these children. I must be meant to be their mom. God gave them to me. I must be meant to have this body. I'm like, I look at it like the past is now past. So that's like that. So what you gonna do with what you have now? And so
Mm.
I don't ever recall a time feeling like, you know, I couldn't work with what I got. I always felt like, all right, now and the thing is, you might be able to relate because we have these like slim figures. Baby, I used to always want to be thick. I didn't understand why I was slim. Like I got a little thick now. it took
Hey,
me
you look
it,
great now.
it
Hey,
took me to be 37, but like my whole life living, baby, anytime I gained a pound, I was like, you can't tell me nothing. You cannot.
girl. And I'm back pre-baby before. I'm like high school weight. I'm like, dang. All right.
That's
Well,
what happened with my first with Shauna. I got
ooh.
back super skinny.
Mm.
I was like, they said this not supposed to happen.
I know, you know what? And it's so different, right? So people, my auntie the other day said, Bracia, why you so small? I said, auntie, I'm not doing nothing crazy. I'm eating good.
You
You know
doing
what I'm
the
saying?
same?
Like, I'm nursing still, which may be a whole nother thing. But
Yeah.
it's just like, I guess some people gain a bunch of weight, some people lose a whole bunch of weight. And I feel like it's definitely depends on the woman. But I feel like the celebration of that body is the same. Because like what
Yeah.
you said, since I lost a lot of weight, then I felt like I had on my mama's clothes, and I said, "Dang, like I feel like I'm a teenager." You know what I'm saying? I just had a
Yeah.
whole psyche thing, but I had to like get that
You
together because
gotta
like
get it.
adjust.
You gotta adjust and quickly, because on top of like your own mind frame, tearing you down real quick, society, social media,
Mm-hmm.
watching everybody else, seeing what other people look like, seeing what other mamas is doing and saying what worked for them, that'll all tear you up. So it's like you gotta always quickly be like, snap out of that. Like,
Yeah.
this is what I got now. And my friend was just telling me, we was getting ready for the Beyonce concert.
Mm-hmm.
And honey, all I had was them chaps, right? Them chaps you got me, because I had traveled. I worked like 7 days before I got there. And I was like, I will put some stuff together and whatever I wear will work. And I got chaps and boots. And she was just telling me like the difference of me and you is I could never just be like, whatever this is gonna work. I have to plan it out. And I'm just like, if this all I got, I'm about to make this hoodie rock for whatever
You
the
can rock
occasion.
a paper bag, and I think that goes to your confidence. Because I'm trying to think who I seen you was with. Them girls weren't no crazy big girls. You feel me? So I'm like, they could do the same thing, but half the battle is confidence, and I feel like a lot of people do lack that, right? But what do you tell somebody who maybe is? This is an early question, but I still want people to know. What do you tell somebody who maybe is a new mom and they going through this life adjustment? Would you tell them to adjust? Like, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, like adjust, but in order to adjust, you have to fulfill these empty spaces that women and moms don't get to do as often as we should, or have somebody to say, hey, you gotta fill in these spaces over here. You momming, you wifing, you being a great friend, you're working, but like you empty. And when we're on the go constantly and trying to always do everything, it's crucial to stop and be like, you know what I'm saying? Something needs filled over here. And so like I always try to tell people, like, no matter what you have going on, whatever that thing is that like fills you, feeds you, makes you happy, you got to get a little dose of that, however you can get it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you lose yourself. And I remember a time where I'm like, that was not Sequoia for like that whole year. You ever just look back or something? It could be a Facebook picture, because Facebook gonna remind you. And you look back and you like, I really don't even remember that time frame, because you wasn't yourself. You was just going. You was just floating by.
Yeah, like going through the motion.
Just going through the motion. And so like, for women that ask me that question, or when I'm talking to other women, it's like, you have to stay connected to whatever you believe in spiritually, God, and being fulfilled in whatever it is that fulfills you. And you got to know that. If you don't know that, then that's a problem. So you have to understand what fills you and constantly feed that to you however you can. Rather it's just going to brunch with your girls, rather it's catching Bible study, then getting back on that page, whether it's taking a trip, go get a massage, anything, because that you got to center. We got to stay centered as women, and it's sometimes hard because we play so many roles.
We do, but sometimes tell me this though, because I feel like that's a good thing, but some people don't even know that. They like sometimes my homegirl got on here the second episode. She's 2 kids in, she married, I think married 2017. Muff told me, girl, in March is when I figured out who I was, and I figured it out and I got back to it in March. Sequoia, these kids is 4 years old and 2 years old, and she been married for almost 5 years, or like 8, I think. And I said in March. She said in March. She said because I was so going before, I had to sit down and be like, who am I? What do I like to do now? And I said that's real, because I know some friends of mine too who are moms, and it's just like their identity is gone.
It's gone. Years done passed. Them kids is grown, and they still like, sitting in the house talking about some wonder what the kids gonna do, and you like, what you gonna do though? I have a friend, a couple. Yeah, I have friends that are a couple, and I remember he was saying like, I don't even get her anymore because she's so wrapped into like mom,
Oh,
and
dang.
then they like you automatically make that become who you are, and it is, but it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
And
crazy. I
so
done totally stopped doing
that
that. You know what?
happens.
That's crazy.
That happens for women a lot, and
Mhm.
call me selfish or whatever, but I will always like um pour into me, no matter the
Mm,
circumstances. Because again, I remember a long time frame where I did not, and so
mm.
you gotta do that. You gotta find some type of way, and you gotta have friends around you that tell you like it can be something like, "Girl, you always with them kids." Yeah, don't take that as a negative. That means hello. That means your friend is telling you to step out. They're not telling you you don't need to be a mom. They're not telling you to don't be
Yeah,
a wife. They telling you hello. You know you're not being
you.
yourself. Yeah,
Exactly.
like you for a minute.
That and that's real. That's real. Tell me about sensuality now, right? Post
Mhm.
babies. How was that getting? I feel like, listen, your questions are gonna be like, "Hey, listen, y'all, that wasn't my issue. I gotta figure it out."
No,
You know
I
what I'm
got
saying?
you. No,
But
y'all on your
still,
own.
it's good. It's good to see different sides of it. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely good to
Yeah,
see
for
different
real.
sides of it. But how do you honor your sensuality now, and what does that look like?
Yeah, I actually so here's the thing. With the sexy and the sexuality, I feel like I give sex appeal,
Mhm.
and the whole sensual thing I had to like develop that. You get what I'm saying?
Mm,
Because sexy, my definition compared to sexy to the world's definition was different. So owning that whole sensual thing now,
okay.
and the thing with being sensual, you have to be a little vulnerable. You have to be a little like,
Mm,
and I am
that's
in a
real.
space now where I can be soft and vulnerable. But before I was always tough and sexy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like bad bitch kind of thing. And now I'm like, la la la.
Soft girl. Now you're soft girl era.
Yeah, like ooh, sensual. And so like I enjoy it when honestly a long period of my life I never got to feel the whole sensual thing.
So
Like I
why?
never
So what changed?
the people around me,
Mm.
the man in my life, um and just yeah, that's probably the key. Look, I'm like, let me think of something else. No, that's it.
No, I mean, and that will change because knowing who he is, I can see how he can bring that out of you. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because very soft and and very nurturing. So that makes sense. It's kind of like, oh, I'm safe to be this with
Yes,
you. And I feel like that it definitely breeds depends on your partner in breeding a safe ground so you can be more central to the person to yourself. I
exactly.
definitely get that one. I definitely get that. What about this one? How this these little ugh, so deep. Um it may, and of course I don't think you definitely dealt with this, but hold on, let me see. What about how did you navigate intimacy struggles, body image, and desires?
Mm, mm.
Even
That's
if
good.
even if you were a child, even if you were a child, you know what I'm saying? How did you deal with that?
Yeah. So, like body changes, intimacy, and desires.
Yeah.
For sure, right after you have a baby, I feel like every woman goes through just. It's like it's just an instant. Like you look down and you be like, "How long this about to take to get back?" You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like
You
so,
must
when,
have pushed yours out. You pushed yours out.
yeah, yep.
I had a C-section. My mama said, you have a C-section. She had C-section both of me and my brother. She said, we still virgins because we had C-section.
Yep, girl.
I don't
My
know about
first
that.
my first baby was a natural push out, and my Steven was huge, and yeah, Jesus took the wheel with that one, girl. 8 pounds. Um, I just but I remember feeling like this is crazy. Like what our bodies go through and what we do as women and holding these babies for all that. I remember being just big and pregnant with this big old belly, just like, can this get over soon enough? I was not a happy pregnant camper. And I,
Um,
after birth, giving birth, it was more like a let's go. Like I was just like anxious to get back to me. Um and even during those times I had partners who were involved with the process. So
mm-hmm,
it made me feel comfortable during those moments to adjust and get back into me intimacy wise, and just feeling yourself. So I would think that like the adjustment of the intimacy and finding yourself and the body and all of that depends on number one, how you feel about yourself, number two, your partner, if they're around or not. If
yeah.
they're not around, baby, it's all up to you to build and be who you want to be or who you're trying to be. If you didn't like who you was, be somebody new and start working on that. And who is that person that you want to be? Um, and if you don't, and if you do have that partner, it's very important that your partner is understanding of the process that we go through as women during those times, to be able to be there for you and to be able to, give you that confidence and those words of encouragement when you need it.
And that is true. So what do people do if they ain't got that partner? Because I know some people who went through that pregnancy process by themselves, or
By
they
themselves.
they had the best partner to go through it with, and they was just like, ah. So what should they do in terms of that? You know what I'm saying? If that is this their story, like how could they maneuver still having intimacy struggles even with themselves? You know what I'm saying? How could they maneuver that? What you would say?
I would say to look towards their future self, like who
Mm.
you're now in this situation that you were aware that you put yourself in. What you
Hey,
feel,
hey, say that again, because
you are now in a situation that you are aware that you put yourself
put
in.
yourself
It's
in.
not
That's
it's not time to play a victim in that moment. It's time to play superhero and figure out who you're going to be in that moment or who you want to be for this child.
yeah.
That's another thing. Like my parenting and me being a great mother is a high part of my confidence. Like you can tell me a lot of, you can say Sequoia did this, Sequoia did that, but baby, when you talk about this parenting skills, that's something that you're not gonna be able to. That's something you
Hmm.
ain't gonna be able to say. So in that, but I make decisions based on my children. Like I made decisions based on when they was in my womb. You know what I'm saying? Like who do I want to be? What do I see myself being for them? Like what do I see my child looking up to me as in that moment? And a lot of pregnant women are too busy thinking like about the guy who you got pregnant with or how you gonna figure life out, and it's like that's out the window now. You need to be figuring out who you gonna be as a parent, as a mother
Yeah,
to this baby. So I think it's about changing your perspective in that moment, in that time frame. Like
I love that. Changing your perspective, because we have to change our perspective. I
yeah,
feel like we're in a different space. Like we have, like you said, adjusting to the new body. You have to adjust. You have to adjust to that. What about this one? Do you get moms? Do moms? Let's say this. Do moms get permission to be sexy? Let's say that. What do you think culturally?
culturally, no, I feel like, and not to
Now
make
we
this,
different,
yeah,
but
not to make this
culturally,
about,
Kiki.
anybody's ethnicity or anything,
Oh,
but my dog would like to make an appearance. Okay.
I
Um, Black women, we gonna get talked about regardless.
mm,
Anything we do, it's almost like anything you do, it's gonna be looked at. And I ain't white, so I can't relate, but I'm pretty sure other races feel the same way as well. But do you get to be sexy as a mother? Absolutely yes.
mm,
Absolutely yes. Again, it goes back to what we were just speaking on. Find it. What's your definition of sexy? And when you define your own and you make your own definitions behind things that you want to be, nobody else's definition should play a factor in that.
mm-hmm.
Like by all means, get dressed up for your man. You get what I'm saying? But when you get dressed up, it should be for you and your man should appreciate it.
Yeah,
It
no, that's
should
real.
not be what somebody else's expectations of you are. It should be what makes me feel good. Like what makes, like you, I think I told you this, girl, my man can't stand weave or makeup. And what I be doing, this my hair though. But I love glamour. I'm a girly girl. It's like I can't change that. Like I will be my natural self for you, but for Sequoia.
And little do people know, I've seen you with your freckles. I said, you have freckles?
Yeah.
Would never know.
Yeah. I mean, like a lot of the Monday through Friday, I say I'm always just regular, just how I pull up to your house. How I'm just whatever. When we stepping out, we stepping out. It's different. I gotta do what I gotta do.
You gotta put. We go. Come on now, shoot.
Yeah, you gotta put on what you gotta put on.
We come outside. We come outside. Listen, we was on a family vacation and we wasn't going nowhere but to the stores. We in the Tennessee, and my in-laws was like, "Not you got on heels," and I said, "You know who I am."
Okay.
I had a sweat, not even a sweatsuit. I had a 2-piece like little workout outfit on with my heels. Cause I said I'm in the house every single day with a baby, all day. When I come outside, I'm putting on some clothes.
Okay.
Dare I not, man? Bye. Y'all lucky I ain't bring all the heels. I brought brought one pair. I can wear with all my outfits. You feel me? But I mean, and that's real. I feel like a lot of times I feel like sometimes culturally when we become a mom, they be like, you can't do X, Y, and Z. For an example, Kiki Palmer example, but I think that's depending on the man she was with. You feel me? Because
right.
When he said, "But you a mom though." Personally, I wouldn't have wore that because I don't like my cheeks out. I got a big old birthmark on my butt, right? And if you can see that means you done seen too much. And me and Charles both had that conversation. That's just what it is, right? So I'm not a cheeky type of girl, but clearly Kiki already was wearing that kind of stuff. So when she became a mom, why she can't wear that no more?
Why she
That's
can't
who
wear that?
she is. You feel me?
And that plays. That's what I mean by defining your own and not allowing anybody else to define it. Because when partners and people are involved, women do a poor job at finding people that truly love them for them. Because if you were truly loved for who you are, that person should already accept that you about to, this is what it is. Because I'm pretty sure you had that type of outfit on when they found you in the first place. So I think that if you're secure, now I'll put that outfit on and I'm with my man. What's the difference? Or now I'll put that outfit on and you should trust that I got this outfit on, but I'm still who I am when I left the house. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother topic. But at the same time, like, yes, be sexy. Yes, own who you are. Yes, be confident. And get these trash people from out your life who's not supportive of that.
Girl. But tell me this though. So did it shift? I know for me, when I became a mom, I said, can I wear crop tops still? Can I wear this? Because I didn't know. I'm 30 years old. I'm like, what does that look like? I don't know, X, Y, and Z. Did you have that thought process when you had your babies? Like, okay, my mom now, so what can I wear? What can I not wear? Or did you just be like, I'm going to wear what I want to wear?
Yeah, mine was more so finding my style. Like, it wasn't, because that's another thing. Like, trashy and classy is always a category. That don't got nothing to do with if you're a parent or not. That has something to do about your taste in wardrobe. You know what I'm saying? Like, and whoever like your inspiration of women are, like your idea of like, oh, that she dressed cold. You know what I'm saying? Mine's is Tiana Taylor.
Come on, mine too. Now that's what I'm saying.
Like, girl. I can name a whole bunch, but it's just like style. I like style. So I feel like it don't matter if I'm a mom, if I want to be stylish or not. Now, if I want to decide to have my butt out or something, that's different. You know what I'm saying? I'm still I'm always like right on the borderline. And I think I'm just like that because it's me. I always got to be the one with it. I'm the type that say, don't push my button. And you like, because I'm always just like, let me see. Let me start.
Yeah, we gonna push the envelope a
little bit. Just a little bit. I'm always right on the borderline or right on the edge. But again, it falls back into, with me having kids that are older, I'm like, I get my children's approval. You hear me? Like, I'm never about to be doing anything.
How does it, what does that look like? Tell me, what does that look like? With you have older kids and you gotta get their approval, right? Because you be cute. And I know they like, my mom is this, you know what I'm saying? So what does that approval look like?
They know me for that. And that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? My baby would be like, I'm not tagging you because everybody's going to go follow you. And they already be talking about you. You know what I'm saying? But like, she's not embarrassed. she's like, this my mom, y'all. And then my son would be like, I like that outfit, mom. You look nice yesterday. Or like,
Oh.
you know, and so that's when I'm like, I'm doing something good. I don't want, I've been labeled as a young mom, and my kids are, at good ages. So I like to say, like, we kind of grew up together.
Mhm.
And so I'm still a mom. So I'm never going to do anything to embarrass my children or to act like I'm not their mom, So that also plays a part in like just how you carry yourself though.
Mm. Mm. I think that's a good segue for how you carrying yourself, right? But tell me
Mm-hmm.
this though. What I mean, if at all, intimacy, I'm getting your business real quick, right? Intimacy with your partner, right? When did you feel desirable again after the babies? Or you know what I'm saying? Or after a life change event or whatever. When did you feel desirable again? Or how?
Yeah. Um, hmm. I felt like I after both kids, I always do this thing where I get all crazy in the gym, and it
Mm,
only lasts maybe a year, and then
mm. A year is
I
good.
let go.
A
Like
year is good.
I have been blessed to have like my body adjust quickly.
Mhm.
So like if I'm in the gym, I see a muscle in like a week. And you can't tell me nothing with that one muscle. I think I'm put me in a contest after that, and
Mhm.
then that's when I give up and I stop because I think I did something.
Mhm.
But I always kind of I get right. I guess this is my life now that I'm thinking about it, because after I go through something traumatic, I instantly start like picking up the pieces. Like let's get through this. Let's work. How we do this? So it's, so it's like working out. It's doing other things to kind of get me to feeling back how I'm feeling. And
Mm.
going shopping, new wardrobe. I'm good for throwing away stuff. Like if I don't like something, if I felt I wore that too many times, it's in the trash or somebody can have it. Um, I'm an artist, so I'm like always looking for new inspiration. Like how do I want to look? Who do I want to be? What fits what I'm trying to do? And
Yeah.
so I remember as a new mom, I'm like I was like real corporate at that time. I'm like, oh, this is this. So I was stuck on nice button ups, pencil skirts. Like you got to be this, da 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 da, person. And then my second time around was kind of the same thing too. It was just like I just indulge in who I'm trying to be,
Mm.
and I do it instantly because I don't like negative feeling, negative thoughts. I kind of
That's
try to do anything to push that, like to override that almost. And I do that in life. So now
mhm.
that I'm answering your questions, I'm like, yeah, I jumped right back into it. Like
No,
quick.
I mean that's real because I tend to do that. Like I'll give myself a day or two, and I'm like, all right. Like yesterday, I was telling you
Yeah.
I was overwhelmed, and I said, you know what? You spoke words to my life. I said, yep, yep, yep. All right, we good. Because I can't. I don't like to mope, and I don't. I'm not an advocate for that either. Like if people are, sad or upset or whatever, yes, be upset, take that time, but we ain't but do this all day. And that's just how I move because I hate negative, like you. I don't like negative feelings. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just it don't return nothing good coming from that.
And it spreads so quickly. And so in my mind, I'm trying to beat it. Like I'm trying
Mm,
to outspread the negative before it gets to the next. Cause you baby, if you would have let that negative get you, you know what I'm saying? You
girl,
would have woke up the next day and the lights would have been
man,
off. Like it
come
would have been a
on.
serial effect of just
It'd be a rabbit hole. Like I'm just going deep, 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 and I had to flip that and be like, Lord, but I thank you. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this. And then it's that's a skill to have because a lot of people don't have that. But tell me this though,
Mhm.
what? Hold up, it was right there, top of my head. What makes you feel sexy now? Right now, 37-year-old Sequoia, what makes you feel sexy?
Accomplishments.
Mm.
Like just yeah. Like when
Being a
I
boss.
when I'm knocking goals out and I'm doing stuff new and I'm committing to stuff, like when I put my shows together, like my art shows and stuff like that, to see it come to fruition and to just let other people know how my brain works, or just see how it works, like your vision comes to life, or getting my daughter through college, seeing my son be all confident in his new level of stuff. Like, I feel like I did that. And so those things feel me, and which allows me to feel confident and sexy in myself.
Mm.
So it's like, when I'm getting dressed and I'm getting sexy, it's like, this is for me. I owned it. And I think you said something similar, like, I own these stretch marks. Like, I own this. I worked for this. Like, these are mine. So when I'm walking and smiling and looking good as heck, it's like, yeah, baby, because I own this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Come
I
on
earned
here.
it. So yeah, I think it's just like my knocking down my goals, man, make me so
I
sexy.
like that. It sounds like being a boss.
Being a boss is sexy. You feel me?
It sounds
Getting
like that.
stuff done and getting to it, and
That's what
it's
it
just
sounds like to me. Tell me this though, as we close up. Last question.
mm-hmm.
I knew I was her. I knew I was still her when. Bam.
I knew I was still her. That's a good one. Okay, let me think.
Take your time.
I knew I was still her when I had two children, one traumatizing situation, a divorce,
Mm.
bounced back, found myself, started a business, went to school, um, and to see who I am now and compare myself to who I was, or who I even thought I was gonna be at that time frame.
Mm.
When you look back and not look back at it, and you look back to be able to say, like, I did that, you hurt. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Like, and I do that. I tell people, like, keep a journal, because, like, if you ever keep your
Yeah.
journal and you look back from I don't care if it's your ninth grade journal, if you look back and look at what you wrote down compared to what you doing now, you be
Mm-hmm.
like, I did that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Or even just 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
you be like, oh, I was gonna get a car. You know what I'm saying? Like, in that little, it was corny now, but back then you was like, get a car, get an apartment, find the love of my life, and now you got a car, your house, you move, like,
Mm-hmm.
all of those things. I do so much stuff, and you know this, but, like, even on the daily basis, I have to reward myself for small accomplishments. And
Mm-hmm.
I think because I do that is a big key of me staying and remaining confident and knowing that I am her. Because it's like,
Mm.
I'm fighting battles that don't nobody even know, Lord, every day. And to be able to smile, and to be able to be here, and to be able to still be a blessing to somebody else, is, you can't tell me I'm not her. Like,
Mm. You can't tell me I'm. Oh, that's a good one. You can't tell me I'm not her. I love that. I love that, Sequoia. I love that. Come on, pop it up for the people. I appreciate that. Come on, come on. Listen, you can't tell me I'm not her. I think that's a great way to close it, because you can't tell you not who you are, who the Lord called you to be. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
I love that. Listen, tell the people where they can find you and what you got going on, because you keeping up with Sequoia is real. I be on there like, what's she doing today? She over
Girl,
here. She was
it's
in
crazy.
DC. She was over here. I said this. It looks fun. But tell the people what you got going on, where they can find you, X, Y, and Z.
Thank you. Yes. So again, Sequoia Kendrick, keeping up with _ Sequoia on Instagram, Sequoia Kendrick on everything else. And I am right now, I'm in a space of co-hosting. I travel. I do these road managing and co-hosting hip hop and R&B bingos. We go all over state to state. I am co-hosting these bourbon tastings. We should have something coming up in Detroit soon. Moving, transitioning to bigger and better things, and getting to have another art teaching position that I'll
Mm.
be starting here next month. So I'm all over the place. And, during this little bit of stuff that I just said, I might sign up for something else. Who knows? So yeah, keep up with Sequoia on TikTok as well. Thank you so much for having me, Brash.
Thank you so much for look. Change, keep trying to close this. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm so grateful. I said, you know what? I got the folk who could say who's sexy. Okay, now listen, this you just one of many. I said, come on now, listen. And I ain't gonna lie, like I said in the beginning, I said, yo, y'all been on Sequoia since I was like, I ain't know her, but like 7th grade, the girl was cheering. And I said, oh, she is so cute and like so popular. And I love that. And so I'm so grateful for the relationship that we have now. And girl, you was true to it because how you were then is how you are now. You feel me? And that's a testament. You know what I'm saying?
You got this. You got this, Bray.
Because folk don't be like that. You feel me? So I appreciate you for joining in today. God is so good. Okay, y'all. I'm going to make sure y'all get her information. Y'all make sure y'all follow her and everything she got coming up next. Thank you so much, Sequoia. Okay, stay there. I'm just going to hang up on us. Okay. Thank you.